Hi, this is Janelle again. I'm here today because I want to read you a quick post that I wrote. It's actually on my website, and I wanted to go through this post. It's for guys who have just gone through a breakup, and you found out maybe from a friend or another source that your girlfriend she broke up with you, your ex broke up with you for another guy. So if you find this out, that this situation is occurring in your life, you probably are thinking that you don't know how to get her back at this point. But, the truth of it is nobody ever teaches us how to deal with breakups and, what do we do when we lose our girlfriend? When we lose somebody we love, it's really hard. So I'm going to go through with you 3 mistakes that you might be making, which are going to actually drive your ex away. They're going to turn her off and make her go to this other guy instead of coming back to you. So the first mistake is that you might be, like right now, you might be calling her, telling her that you miss her a lot, and you're being extremely nice and telling her that you love her over and over again. Telling her like, oh, you're the love of my life, please come back to me, basically kind of begging, and when you do that, it actually sends her the message that you are desperate, and if you're desperate, that actually drives her away and automatically into the arms of somebody who is not desperate and who seems much more stable and calm. So that's the first mistake you might be making. Number 2 is you might be trying to persuade her with logic. And let me tell you right now, girls do not respond very well to logic because they're driven by their emotions. You ever know, when your girl gets in she might seem moody to you sometimes, like she's in a really good mood sometimes, or she's in a bad mood sometimes, or, she says things that kind of make you wonder, what the heck? I mean, what am I supposed to do with that information, because you're thinking logically. That's how men's minds usually, not always, this is a generalization, of course, but in general, men's minds work logically. So you are probably trying to think, she should be with me because I have more money, I have a better job, I'm more stable, I'm more attractive, all these reasons that she should be with you, logically, whereas she's going to this other guy because he plays on her emotions, and he makes her laugh, he makes her cry, maybe, but the point is, that other guy is appealing to her emotional side. So don't try to use logic to get her back. That's usually not going to work. Unless, you have a woman who actually responds to logic more than to emotions, which does happen sometimes, but in general, it'll be better if you try to appeal to her emotions. That means laughter, trying to make her laugh, and, because women love to laugh, and, you might have heard of, like, jerks and bad boys, and you might be wondering why do they always seem to be the ones who get the girl? Well, it's because they know how to play to people's emotions. Okay, so the third mistake you might be making is totally shutting her out. If you're doing the no contact rule, which is okay, but if she's still kind of coming back to you now and then, unless you absolutely think you need to go no contact at all, totally just not talk to her, block her, or whatever. Unless you really think you need to do that, it's better to go what we call low contact, where you keep your contact with her to a minimum. Because if you totally shut her out, think about it. How is totally shutting her out going to really help you in the long run? Because if she tries to contact you again after your breakup and she says, I miss you and I want to get back together, or I want to see you again, or something like that, and you've totally shut the door on her, how are you going to know? So don't make the mistake of completely shutting her out because you're hurting, because she's probably hurting too, but don't let that be an excuse for you getting back together down the road, because you can still repair your relationship at this point, if you are just more careful about how you proceed. Now, if you do want to know exactly how you should proceed, I want you to click the link, which you'll see in this video, and I want you to actually go there and download that report, because it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do and what you need to avoid, mistakes you are making, and then what you need to do next, from this point on, to get back with your ex. And I'm not trying to, make this seem like something that, you might be feeling hopeless. How is this ever going to work? Well, there are some situations where you just can't work it out, and that's life. You can't do anything sometimes. But in most cases, just think back to a minute when you might know of somebody who has gotten back together after their breakup. It does happen. Even couples who've been divorced for years can, get back together later on because their lives coincide. So, if that's in the cards, it's just meant to be, then sometimes it does happen. So if you want a step-by-step plan to get back together with your ex at this point, then please do go and download that report, because it's going to tell you exactly what you should do and how to get a handle on kind of some of the crazy emotions and feelings you got right now and thoughts going through your head. And so please do that. And just to reiterate one more time, those 3 mistakes that you might be making which you're driving your girlfriend away are: number 1, being extremely nice, too nice, and telling her you love her over and over. At this point, you don't really want to do that. Don't tell her that. She probably already knows, deep inside, and that's kind of keeping her away, because she knows, I don't have to do anything. If he loves me that much, I don't have to worry. That's what's going through her mind. So don't send her that signal. Don't tell her you're desperate. Instead of doing that, just tell her, I agree with the breakup. Just tell her, it's okay. We broke up and you were right. Okay, so number 2, don't try to use logic to get her back. Don't try to say, you should be with me because I've got a better job. Why are you with that guy? He's dirt, or whatever. That's actually going to send her away again, because she's going to think you're judging her for her choices in men. So don't do that. Don't use logic. And don't try to talk her out of seeing another guy. Number 3 is shutting her out completely. So instead of going no contact, try going low contact, where you're only talking, when you have to, or if you bump into each other. And then when you do bump into each other, just keep it friendly and cordial. And, don't bring up the breakup or anything like that. So those are the 3 mistakes you might be making that are driving her away. Now, I hope this video has helped you, and this is Janelle signing off. Bye-bye.